everyone and welcome back to my class. As you know that I am Halima Nisa, teacher and junior lecturer of Allahabad High School and Junior College. So in today's class now we will discuss about the topic named is food security. It is from social and chapter 10. So in food security in the pre-independent India, mind situation of extreme scarcity of food. Here were a common cause of a large scale starvation of deaths, the Bengal famine in 1943 to 1945 for an example took about 3 to 5 million people live in and around Bengal, Assam and Odisha also. These are the peoples who are farmers, agriculturists. They are not beggars, so they didn't even know how to beg. They have a huge self-respect. When they came, they just sat on a pavement. Here the meaning of pavements means footpath, and they died there only. And when that picture hit on the people of the Kolkata, at a point suddenly everyone understood at the scale of disaster. So there have been instances in Indian history where famines happened because food grain supply was not organized by the rurals. Okay, so that's why this could have been arranged from stocks or supplies, could have been brought from other regions also. Here by the time of India's independence, so here the government started involving various systems to ensure the food grains for its people. Here the ration shops where people go and buy food grains at subsidized prices. Okay, here and midday meals is also there, and that many of the people who have been eating like Anganwadis where young children are taken care of, including the meals during the day, are some of the ways in which the government today ensure that as food security. Okay, so in this chapter we will discuss the issues associated with food security. Okay, the first session we will focus on overall food security, that the issue of production and availability of food for the country as a whole. Okay, then the second session would be discussed the access of people have. How does one ensure that available food reaches people or not? Finally, we will discuss at the nutrition levels among the families to know whether these schemes and methods are effective or not for them. Okay, so first we will go with the food security of the country. In food security of the country, the increasing food grain production. Here the producing sufficient amount of food grains is an important requirement for food security. So in India, for example, it means the government creates a condition so that farmers are able to produce increasing amount of food grains. Okay, so just to see this graph and observe that how the production of selecting food grains in million tons. Okay, so by this graph we know that the area under cultivation has been roughly unchanged since the last few decades. Here yield then becomes the crucial variables. So in order to increase the per hectare yield of a crop is necessary, inputs have to be provided in a judicious manner. Okay, one way it is expand irrigation but use water in a manner that is very vital resources is shared and made available to all. Exactly. Here the meaning of vital means essential or important. Okay, so crops with a low yield indicated in mostly grown in dry lands where the present and even the future possibility of irrigation is minimal. So planting drought resistant crops as per a local conditions and water harvesting and crop rotation are therefore used to raise the production on a given piece of a land. So observe this graph that how the yield of selection food grains. So it is also important to ensure that soil and other natural resources are not damaged or depleted in the process. Exactly. So for this purpose, some scientists and people working in the field of agriculture report that the way rice and wheat are cultivated in India by intensive and unscientific applications of chemical fertilizers and insecticides. Okay, where these fertilizers and insecticides have led to continuous but unsustainable increase in the yield levels. So these methods have led to soil degradation and the depletion of groundwater resources. So if it is continuous, we may soon come to situation that yield start falling rather than going up. Okay. After the increasing food grain production, now we will discuss about the availability of food grains. The first requirement for a country is able to produce food grains for the whole of its population. How do we measure whether there is enough food for all or not is questionable, and where this food reaches families or not would be examined. Later we will. Okay. We are at a first estimating what is available. This means that per person or per capita availability of food grains in country should be sufficient and also increasing over the years. Is the increase in food grain availability really happening in our country? We will see. There is a difference between production and availability of food grains. This is estimated as availability of food grains for the year and availability of food grains per person per day. Okay, here the availability of food grains for the year is equal to the production of food grains during the year. That is, the production means seeds, feed or wastage. Okay, plus net imports, that is imports minus exports. Here the change in stocks with the government. Here closing stock at the year and opening stock at the beginning. Okay. Then availability of food grains per person per day is equal to the availability of food grains for the year divided by population. Here the information relating to production, imports and exchange in government. Beside this, the production, imports are a way of increasing the availability of food grains in any particular year. Okay. Another important source of food grain is availability is the change in the government stocks. Here government can increase the availability of rice for the people by selling it from its existing stocks. Okay. While the stock of rice with the government reduces, the amount of rice available for consumption in that year is increases. Exactly. Okay. So, see this table for 1971 that calculate the per person availability of food grains for the year 1991 and 2011. Have a look. After availability of food grains, now we will discuss about the availability of other food items. It is said that there is a change in consumption pattern with the people demanding more fruits, vegetables, meat, milk, poultry and fisheries. Okay, this is a good sign for the consumers as well as the producers also. Here the consumers need a diverse food baskets and a balanced diet. So, the farmers producing food grains can go for a diversification. Exactly. In order to increase their incomes. Okay. In earlier classes about the conservation of food grains feeds into the cash crops such as cotton in Telangana during the last 2 decades. This is one of the reasons for farmers' distress and even to the society. So the farmers can instead they pay attention to allied activities such as poultry, fishing and dairying, since they provide the new opportunities for the farmers. So that there has been an increase in production of other food items over the years. It is not sufficient to meet the minimum dietary requirements. Nutritionists suggest that every person in India should eat 300 grams of vegetables and 100 grams of fruits in a day. whereas per person availability of these food materials is 180 and 58 grams respectively. Per person requirement of eggs is 180, whereas the availability of egg is 30. The meat and the dietary requirements are 11 kilograms per milliliters of milk, whereas the person availability is 210 milliliters per day. Farmers require the support in terms in inputs and market opportunities for diversification of other food items. Here the farmers may have to be supported and guarded against the market risks that they face the new situation. Here note that the agricultural diversification may impact the food grain production. This might give rise to a policy dilemma that has to be handled through the careful planning. So the resources are diverted to non-food grain users and food grain production may be come down. When we compare the same with the countries in Europe, that is the 700 grams, and in USA 850 grams, the decline in the level of per capita availability of food grains is something to be worried about for the India's food security. The poorer household extend the more energy and depend much more on food grains only. As their source of energy intake, the policy should be aimed to increase the production of food grains and other types of food items. After the availability of food items, now we will discuss about the access to food. The next important aspect of food security is the access to food. Okay, it is not sufficient to produce food grains and other items. Everyone should be able to buy them for consumption. Is everyone able to access the minimum food requirement? Is questionable here. Here the food we gets burned in our body produce the heat, and this is measured in terms of calories. This helps to do our work. Okay, if we get less or less nutritious food, the calories intake of our body become less, and hence we may find difficult to do work. A standard of 2100 kilocalories per day in urban areas and 2400 kilocalories in rural areas is the recommended food intake per day. The national average calories level in both rural and urban areas are below the needed calories requirement. The consumption of calories is shocking between the year 1983 to 2004. This is shocking that as we have seen our economy is growing at a rapid rate. Here the production of goods and services has increased in multiple times. This is not at all. Averages hide the disparities in distribution, whereas very well of consumers food that goes beyond the recommended calories requirements for a large proportion of the population. Food intake is inadequate to provide the calories required. Here the 80% of people in rural areas in India consume food that is below the calories standard. See this graph and observe that you can see the lowest calorie intake is for the people who are the poorest in the rural areas, and it is the way below the recommended standard of 2400. Is it? Whereas these are the people who are involved in the most difficult and the heavy manual labor. But the major reason for the low calorie intake is lack of purchasing power of the people. Here people do not have the adequate incomes to buy food. There are the various reasons for this. Problems and the various reasons are like poverty, unemployment, public facilities, etc. are there. Okay, so by this we have discussed the excess of food. Now we will discuss that the public distribution system in our next class. Thank you.